Happened in Nigeria, which we are going to reenact today. And we hope that you spend more time with us to witness the process, how we left Benin City to Ghana. I'm sure as and when we go on, more of this will be discussed.
Thanks for clicking on this channel. Please subscribe to AFO's blog history and click on the notification button so that whenever we upload a new video you will be notified. Benin origin of Ga people of Ghana. The Ga people of Ghana traced their origin to Great Benin Kingdom. According to the spokesman of the Ga people, he said by the grace of God, they were able to leave Benin for present-day Ghana. Every year, we have a festival called Obeneshimor to reenact the day we left Benin, he said. We are happy that from next year, the Obeneshimor festival will be made a national festival in Ghana where all Nigerians will participate in a spectacular festival, he stated. The Obeneshimor festival is celebrated to remember the day they left Benin City. Mr. Izadawa responded to the speech delivered by one of the Ga people in relation to Benin's connection with Oduduwa. He said there is a misconception about the origin of Oduduwa. He told them the Benin's perspective of the origin of Oduduwa. He was a Benin exiled prince who later became a ruler of Ile-Ife, he added. After this little correction, he delivered his speech, which you will watch in the course of this video. Please sit down and watch this interesting video.
Agbai, Brekucho, Esu, Eramwena, Manyo, Mania, Adimakoto, Agbai, Brekucho, Esu, Eramwena, Manyo, Mania, Adimakoto.
By the help of God, we were able to, I wouldn't call it escape, but we were able to leave the site of the kingmakers of the Benin City to our present-day Ghana. It has been a very integral part of our being as a people, where every year we reenact the process on how we left Benin City, of which we have been part of the people in Benin City for so long. So your presence here today for us is not of much of a wonder, but it is historic. We see it as an ancient connection to what happened in Nigeria, which we are going to reenact today. And we hope that you spend more time with us to witness the process, how we left Benin City to Ghana. I'm sure as and when we go on, more of this will be discussed further.
I have to thank Volumo Bob. I want to thank you, sir, for His High Priest, the Overlord of the Ghana state, for the opportunity given to us to be here. I have a written speech I'm going to read the written speech. But before then, there's a little bit correction that I would like to make. I haven't cited it in the speech that there is falsified history has been passed over time as a correct history. Obviously today, it's a festival to reenact the day that the people had left Benin. And no place Oduduwa was mentioned. I would like to say the reason is because Oduduwa is a person that also had left Benin to establish a kingship in faraway land they called Ile-Ife. Known history by academic historians talks about Oduduwa beyond 1,100 to 1,200 years ago. So it therefore means that, and the kingship of Benin by July 22nd will be 2,057 years of existence. So it therefore means that at one point in time there was a relationship between the Benin people and the Ile-Ife people, and that personage was Oduduwa, and then that is what we draw our relationship from. However, there might have been some slight misconception as to where Oduduwa actually came from. The Ile-Ife people believe that he came from heaven, but the Benins believe that he was one of their sons that left their land to establish the kingship. So having said that, it is good we place history in the right perspective, that at one point in time, Oduduwa, according to what the Yorubas call him, we have a name that we'll call him, was one time an exiled prince in Benin. All right, so that's about, I don't want to dwell too much on that, sir, and then it's something we can talk about outside this conference, but I wanted to establish that the people called Benin had existed hundreds and thousands of years before the emergence of the personage. Two concepts of Oduduwa. A part of Nigeria believes that is a deity. All right, one part of Nigeria believes is a personage, is a person that became so great in another person's land and was now deified. There are humans in Benin that are deified. There are a whole lot of them. So, having said that, I think I will now read the speech. A speech delivered by Emerson Amoge Izoduwa, that's my name, on July 3rd, 2021, during the Obeneshimor Festival of the Ga people of Accra, Ghana. His High Priest, His Highness, I want to thank God and our ancestors for the success of the festival thus far. And also, I must confess, I've had a beautiful reception since my coming to see our distant brothers and sisters who left Benin about 800 years ago, which are people called Obene. I am an historian, not by academic qualification, but through divine calling and a passion to use my association to look critically into the aspects of all our separations at one point in history and how we can find possible ways to unite all our people for a probable futuristic venture. Different history have been told about who the Nongwa or the entire Gadagmen people are from the perspective of outsiders and even foreigners. History have been falsified for superiority's sake, but the people are always in the best position to tell where exactly they are from. And in this case, the ancient city of Great Benin. In less than 24 hours of my stay in Nongwa, ancient ground, I have discovered two things already. First, the red soil. Benin, present-day Benin City, we brag a lot that we're about the only people God blessed with the red soil in the world, which we call Ulakba. The red soil embodies the emblem of strength and sacredness of the Benin people. It is where our national native color was drawn from, and we believe it is the blood of our ancestors who were warriors. Shocking to state that the Nongwa people also have our red soil, which could have been what attracted them to settle in this part of present-day Ghana. And the myths of the blood of the warriors forming the red soil is also part of the myths of your people back home. I do believe, Your Highness, that sometimes our ancestors have ways in telling us of who we are. Most times we shy away from them, but the reality is that they are always true. It is high time we start listening to the voices so we can unite all of our people. Secondly, I was told that the Nongwa people are goldsmithers, a craft that the world knows the Benin people for. We are regarded as the best bronze casters in the world. Our artifact presently is the most talked about artifact in the world. It is worth over $75 billion, excluding the ones in private collections. Those artifacts were stolen from the palace of the most revered king present in Nigeria, Oba of Benin, in the year 1897 AD. Our people back are very happy that those stolen treasures of our people is being considered to be returned next year. The concept of art is usually inherited than being learnt. I'm sure your highness that your ancestors, who also are my ancestors, learned this artistic brilliance from their home of origin. His Highness, I represent a group formed 5 years ago, Association of Great Benin Descendants, a group born out of the passion to unite all our people, scattered all over the world for different historical reasons. It is through the intervention of that group we were here 2 years ago, and again we are here to witness the Obeneshimor festival, a festival that reiterates that your people actually left Benin land, which in present day parlance it's referred to as Benin. Before my coming, I had briefed the Iyase of Benin, who is the Prime Minister of the ancient Benin Kingdom. He sent some copies of his works and a letter to you as the overlord of the entire Ghana state, with a briefing to His Majesty Obebeshimor II, Oba of Benin. After my return, with a view of future possibilities, to invite His Highness and Traditional Council to Benin Kingdom to also witness some festivities in the place of origin, or the place we pass through. In conclusion, it is our duty as a people to tell our history as rightly being passed on from generations to generations by our ancestors in order to have a native true concept of our people. Unity is one of the greatest instruments of self-preservation, and that is the crusade that I'm here to preach. We might have separated a long time ago, but the feel that I can travel thousands of kilometers from home, and it is still home, is something that is worth sacrificing for. Let's find common grounds to work on our ancestral connection and build something great out of it. Because truly, our race, ordained by God, is distinguished in culture and heritage from all the tribes around us. We are Nongwa, we are Great Benin. That is a message I was told by our all-knowing ancestors to tell you, His Highness, and to all of our people here. The legacies of the old shall be preserved through the integrated consciousness of our perseverance to preserve our culture and tradition. God bless the Nongwa people. God bless the Chin Chise, the overlord of the Ghana state, Oba Atokberi.
Apart from to say that there's renaissance, there is a renaissance. That renaissance can't be stopped by anybody. We must be bounded by our traditional beliefs, our customary beliefs, and our culture. Let the politicians do it at the governmental level, and let us link up at our where we believe, where the African tradition brings us together. I think that if we are able to go deeper into our history, we'll be able to inform the political leadership to the fact that we are one, a very unique entity that can never be destroyed. I want to repeat that we need to leave our prints in the sands of history. That tomorrow, people will come to appreciate the role that we played to bring our people together as a unique entity that should constitute the bane of the African people. Our religion is very unique, and by virtue of the slavery, it has been thrown back, overboard. Today, we're trying to bring all those things back. That is our pure religion that unites the world, and we are going through a lot of research into the very Bible that binds those who call themselves as Christians. that they will know that ours is much holier than theirs. It is ours that must be appreciated. I think that your coming is quite important as far as the uniqueness of our culture. The need for us to be together is much concerned. And your stay in Ghana about 3, 4, 5 days will have to witness that renaissance, and that must go beyond or transcend beyond the borders of Ghana and Nigeria. So that tomorrow, having gone through the contents of the letter from your leader and the response I will give will go a long way to indicate our determination to live as one people. I want us to understand today, and you are being here, that you are at home. You must feel more comfortable that you are at home. Enjoy our hospitality, and tomorrow we'll meet again on the grounds of holiness, where we have to display what our deities, what the earthly angels are able to bring to our people. Thank you, and may God bless you.
During when I was reading the article, I had said that the Yasser of Benin, for more clarification, the Yasser of Benin is the Prime Minister of Benin Kingdom. He, by virtue of his traditional position, he deputizes after His Majesty, the Oba of Benin. So it was a short notice, but I went to meet him in person. He said under that short notice that he hoped that you receive this present. He's a writer of some of the books he has written, so that you can also understand some of the traditions and culture of the people back home. So he asked me to give you these books. Then he actually addressed His Majesty personally with a letter. Sorry, I will add this drink as well to His Majesty. Thank you very much. Can I sit?
Today marks a very important day for the people of Nunga, not only for the people of Nunga, but for the entire Benin State. It's a reenactment of our migration from Benin City in Nigeria to our present day Ghana. Indeed, it is factual that the Ghana people migrated from Benin City, which is in Nigeria. Our brothers in Mashik and had their way through Ilefi before finally getting here. And for that matter, we got here way ahead of our other Ghana brothers. And that makes us the first to celebrate the War Festival. And that is an event that is going to happen today. Sitting here right now, we have our family members from the set group, from the Ghana group, which they are also part of the Ghana store. And then we have our elder brothers representing Mumu Bahutila's brotherhood store, which are using the same personality. That's store which are the descendants who are here with us. And also with us today is our brothers from Benin City. For some time now, they've taken it upon themselves to be part of the process. The reenactment of the Benin rights. And today is the third time for them to be with us today. So, in earnest, that is just by the way, the reason why we are here. Since today is Obedience Day, we will take 4 of the Obedience songs, and then we will allow our various brothers to give us just a short or a brief history about themselves and why all of us are connected and why we are all here.
Well, my name is Maswen Amokwe. Izodowa.
the Coordinator General of Association of Great Benin Descendants, address to the Overlord of the Ga State, Chief Obebeshimor, on July 2nd, 2022. I'm thankful to God and our ancestors for bringing us once again to the land of our forefathers, in whose interior ideas we strive. This visit is quite a very emotional one for me, but have a million reasons to have cancelled this visitation because of the unfortunate loss of my dear father, who happens to be a man whose paths and legacies I've always been proud to be part of. And everything that I am today was a result of his guidance, sacrifices, and tutelage. However, my calling by our ancestors to lead the brightest minds of our people in order to unite all great Benin descendants is too overwhelming in the face of sadness and grief. We bring you blessings and prayers from the ancient city of Great Benin, whose king, the Oba, is truly a king, and his blessings abide with us, his children. His overlord spiritual. Exactly a year ago, we were here in your presence, and you guided us according to the dictates of our ancestors. And you particularly prayed for me, and I can testify to the efficacies of your prayers. And today, we are here once again to reiterate our mandate of the enormous benefits of our people if we phantom ways to unite our people. His Royal Majesty Omonoba Nedo Kwakwolokbo, by wire the second of Ga, the Oba of Great Benin Kingdom, unlike our previous visitations, is aware of my group visitation to his overlord spiritual and his traditional cabinet members for this year Obeneshimor festival. And he deeply appreciates your people for keeping this vital aspect of our history and ancestry. And by the benevolence of our ancestors and grace of God, we are hoping for an invitation from His Majesty to your people in later part of this year, most likely during our annual Igwe festival slated for December, in order for His Overlord Spiritual to also witness the hospitality, spirituality, and cultural dexterity of his ancestral home, where Bukate Lawe was born. The world currently is at standstill for the uprising of the outcry of the return of our stolen artifacts by the criminal British looters, who meant a kingdom that had a civilization that rivaled even the most civilized European nations. Our people was a sovereign nation whose administrative, political, and traditional affairs were solely in the hands of the Oba of Benin and his nobles, we refer to as a Kaim. They were trusted with the leadership of the land, and through them, a nation that became the envy of the visiting European heavyweight was acknowledged. Many years after the defeat of the Benin people, the British did ensure that the remnants of our people are completely obliterated, hence created policies that ensured that some mushroom tribes, who ordinarily were no match for us, proud before the British, now see themselves as our overlord. Some even allegedly wrote that the Benin people or their king came from their tribe. It is painful enough that we are where we are today, but will no longer grieve, but rather find ways to get across to all our people and find common ground to unite for a positive cause. The priceless Benin artifacts worth over $47 billion, and the restitution is projected at about £250 million, which is enough to establish the economic future for Benin and all its descendants. I'm happy to announce that the German government has concluded plans in returning 1,130 Benin artifacts before the end of this year to the Palace of the Oba of Benin, who is the rightful owner and the sole custodian of these priceless works, created by the brilliant Iguneano, which are the gifts of bronze and brass casters. We have so much to benefit as a people, if we look into what connects us than what disunites us. I once again want to thank His Overlord Spiritual for their hospitality thus far, for making us feel at home, because truly we are home with our people. We look forward to having your people find time somewhat later this year for an homecoming visit, as in true anticipation, we hope that His Majesty, the Oba of Benin, send an invitation to you and your traditional cabinet. I also appreciate my brothers who accompanied me from Benin Kingdom to Accra and will come in great numbers for 2023 Obeneshimor Festival. Long live the history that binds us all together. Long live the Chise, Bobo Wolumo. Long live all the great Benin descendants all over the world. Oba Atope. In conclusion, before we round up the segment, I remember I spoke very highly of our prize artifacts that was started away by the British in the year 1897. So we are regarded as the best broadcasters. It is what the world knows Benin for. So it is only very fair, because we couldn't carry heavy ones, we can only present the smaller ones, with the hope that when Bobo Wolumon visits Benin City sometime this year, by the ordination of God and our ancestors, we will be able to present something very big to its Overlord Spiritual. As regards that, we want to make a little presentation of one of our finest brass works, the bust of one of the Obas of Benin. So it's Overlord. So on behalf of the entire people of Benin Kingdom, we are presenting you one of the bronze works from Great Benin Kingdom. So it's Overlord Spiritual. Thank you.
We, his children, wish to express our profound gratitude to the Oba of Benin and his subjects, that we highly appreciate this wonderful gift. We hope and look forward to the opportunity of entering into Benin City this year to receive a bigger award. With that, I say, representative of the Oba of Benin, we say a big, big thank you. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Indeed, one can attest to the fact that the people of Great Benin are truly good with art. Like he mentioned, the artworks are billions of US dollars cost, and we really appreciate the gesture. Also, having indicated that this year the Baburo Moshiche invitation will be extended to him and his entourage to witness this year's festival in Benin City, we would be part of that process. We are hoping that as we move on as a family, the Obeneshimor rights, the next coming years is going to be extremely big, because we want all our Nigerian brothers in Ghana to see that the only festival that they can celebrate in this country called Ghana is the Nungwakulejo Omoho Obeneshimor Festival. Indeed, the Obene, as we indicated earlier, is a reenactment of how the Kadangwe people left Nigeria to our present day Ghana. So all Nigerians in Ghana are welcome. Next year we expect to see a bigger entourage more than this. On this note, I wouldn't like to take more of your time, because the Benin right need to start in earnest. The Babu Oshiche have to go into the Babu temple to start the rite.